Hello everybody. So today I'm going to review and show you how to install the Profile Designs T1 Plus Aero Bar, which my setup includes um, the standard setup of the aero bars, top clamp part, bottom clamp for handlebar part, extenders. I believe these are 70 millimeters, also from Profile Designs. Um, these shims to make it work with my handlebar size from TI Cycles out of Portland, Oregon. I'll try to make sure I tag them in the video stuff. And also aero handlebar tape on the ends of these. So I use these aero bars more for comfort and a little bit of wind, escaping the wind on really long bike rides, because it's just nice to be able to lay down essentially onto your elbows and lay forward a little bit when you're doing extra long rides. And I really like these handlebars out of Profile Design's setup range because of this little feature. With this, I can rotate the position of the elbow pads to be different, to have a different angle relative to the end of the handlebar of the handle right here. And so when I have these grips, these aero bars further out, I can have them further out, have them tilted in a little bit, have these tilted in so that, I'll have to show it to you on this other one, so that I could have the aero bar like this and have my hand be tilted inward, but the elbow still be flat, or tilted just a little bit inward, but not at the same angle, so that I can get a really good angle on things. So I would say that personally for me, if you're trying to get a setup for this, this particular model is the best from what I've seen because of that versatility and how you can adjust up and down on the length of the tube where the elbow pad is, adjust up and adjust the angle of the elbow pad relative to the bar, and of course adjust everything relative to the clamps themselves. So I'm going to show you how you install these, and it's a little bit buggy with the shims, but hopefully this goes pretty smoothly. So we're just going to set ourselves up here. I'm just going to show you how to do one side, because once you've seen one, you don't really need to see the other, right? So I make sure I grab the correct side one. So get the right handlebar, this guy. Let me move this back a little bit more just so that I've got good field of view to start with. So that'll be where it goes, and you can tell all the colors match for the handlebar stuff. But I don't really need that to begin with. So to begin with, I need to start with my spacer and my clamp top. And the particular angle I choose on this will depend upon where exactly I want the handlebar to be, or the aero bar rather. So I'm going to grab this, route the bolts through, bolt through, and then I will put on the shim here and put that whole contraption there. And this is where it starts actually getting a little difficult. I have to put on the bottom side. Let's move you over here. Should be able to get a better view. Make sure I angle this right. So I have to hold this here, hold both top and bottom shims on. Now the reason why I'm having to do this with the shims is because this is made for road size handlebars, and what I'm working with is Grab my Allen key. What I'm working with is mountain bike sizes. So for people who are doing any kind of like mountain bike, ultra endurance kind of thing, this is something that you'd likely end up wanting to do. And so once I get all this hopefully in, I feel it's the thread's starting, but they're fighting a little bit. Okay. One side's hopefully on enough. That the whole thing won't fall apart when I try. Yay. Always nice when it doesn't fall apart, especially when doing it for an audience. So I tighten this. Let me just tilt that up a little bit. There we go. And I'm not going to lock in all this yet because I know I'm going to need to adjust angles and everything because you're never going to get it right the first time that you do it. And then I put in the bar. And as long as this clamp is loose, it's pretty straightforward. You just go, and it seems like it might not be loose enough at the moment. Well, it should be. So when I was disassembling this before, it fought a little bit. There we go. There. I think I actually have this backwards, and the reason you can tell is because I can't reach the clamping bolt right there. And so you get to learn experience the learning process with me as or remembering process really with me as I go. So just loosen all this up quick. Since these are a little snug to start off with, I'll alternate, because when you finish tightening these down, you'll want to alternate on locking them down, because otherwise you could overpressure one bolt and cause fatigue, wear, breakage on it. And that's not really awesome on these things. So I think we're loose on one side. The other side's still on. And loosen. There we go. But since the bolts are all the way in, I have to completely get this out. Yes, rotating. And then we get it off, and then I'll just rotate it around, drop them in, and just hold everything in place for a moment. And then we tighten it back up again. Just got to get a little bit of purchase on these threads. I don't even really need to tighten as much as I had before. Especially as long as you remember the whole tip of don't tighten it so much on one bolt without alternating back and forth. So you sort of get a feel for how tight it is on one side, and then switch back and forth to keep the pressure even. And it's interesting when you do it, you'll tighten one side to feel like it's as tight as the other, and then the first side will suddenly feel a little looser. And it's a perfect demonstration of that phenomenon in play. So now I just slide this guy in, and you can tell that this isn't tightened just yet because of how that just moved. Okay. There we go. There. And now I can tighten it. And the reason why I have these actually set wide, so I'm personally a fan of handlebar bags. And for how mine fits on my bike, in order for me to have a aero bar and have a handlebar bag at the same time, I need to have it set up like this so that I can have this here. I can open it, get things, close it again, but at the same time I can lay right here and be in positions that I want. And I can still go back out to here. And then I have all the ranges of places that I want. I can even rest my hands up here if I just need something flat and wide and even more upright to sort of work with. And that's sort of a nice thing about the alignments that you can have with this, where you can have the you can use this as like a flat surface to be able to rest on. I believe these aero bars come in ranges in size from, or the shims I mean, like go in 10 millimeter sizes from 10 up to 70 is the highest point. I actually have a pair of 30s that I have as well from when I did my tour last summer. And the way that I made that work was I had a stem extender right here that extended up the length of my previous bike. That, well, and it's not on here in any case. And I extended the fork right here so it was higher, and then the 30 millimeter rise on here on the shims here gave a really nice kind of combo height boost, so that, because the thing is, like, I didn't want to have my neck just craned sharply upward in order to be able to see. I wanted to be able to be aero while still sort of having a neutral neck position, and having these raised, in my experience, really helped with that. And with this on a touring bike, you can just sort of lay on it and just go, okay. And when you're descending or when you're in a wind, any amount that you can sort of tuck, even if you're not like super aero, is helpful. And if you're on the road and you got to a point where you go, no, I actually really want to be more aerodynamic right now, you can always take off the shim and drop yourself lower, and you just hold on to this while you're on the move. And yeah, so that's the installation and build out of that. And so I hope that's helpful for any of you folks that do the ultra stuff and that end up using the aero bars. And let me know if you have any questions, and make sure to subscribe. It helps out with the whole YouTube stuff. And thanks. Bye.